Welcome to the Missouri Woods and Water Podcast with your hosts, Nate, Micah, Andy, and returning guest and star of the show, our buddy Calder.
Star of the show.
200th show.
200th show.
Celebration.
We fucked that up. Probably should have, had some streamers or, something. We're gonna be like,
I mean, does it really mean anything? It's not like it's,
shut up.
We
like
have
4 years.
200 shows.
That's cool.
Without killing
It's almost 4 years.
Almost.
All right, that's me. Please stop.
I just want to celebrate.
Please stop.
Fine. Hey, Calder, say hi to YouTube.
How's it going? Good to be here.
No one's gonna watch it, but
No.
hi YouTube.
All 5 of the viewers on there, and
Yeah.
4 of them are Nate.
Hey, we have 121 subscribers now.
Oh, getting on
right
up though.
on.
Hey, listeners, go subscribe. I don't know what you do with YouTube, but like and subscribe or
I
just
think you
subscribe.
should subscribe.
Subscribe.
As long as you like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Do both. Comment too.
Yeah. Interaction.
Who's the sexiest dude here? And why is it Nate?
No, it's definitely Calder. He's got that salt and
100%.
pepper thing going on.
100%. 100%.
Good looking man.
Yeah. All that chrome.
I like it.
Episode 200, no doubt, 200 straight weeks. That is something to be proud of, by the way, boys.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
And you?
200 straight. And now I can quit.
Really 200 straight for Nate because
It-
I know
it is
I ain't made 200
straight for
straight.
Nate. It is.
Intermittent.
That's a grind.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a grind.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of good content though.
Some good content.
Some.
I should say.
50-50.
Potato.
We have fun.
That's what it's about.
Everyone. So
That's true.
yeah.
But yeah, it's we're gonna do a celebration the only way we know how. And that is by talking about what the hell we want to talk about, which right now is cow hunting. So we're gonna talk about it for another week. I think this is weeks 4 or 5 straight that we've been talking
We've
about coyotes.
been hammering coyote content.
And we've had some big names the last couple weeks. John Collins, Al Morris, Joey Hartley,
Our number one draft pick.
Predator podcast, Drew. And whose number one pick was that?
Mine.
It was yours. My number one pick was on John Collins.
Yeah.
Who was your number one pick?
You remember?
Big Al.
Was
Yeah,
it?
all 3 of our number one picks
Yeah.
were on,
Pretty cool.
and no greater than the Brandon Calder.
That's right.
Easy. Says easy.
I think number 2 overall
Was he?
because I think you went second. Nate went first. You
Well,
went second. I went third.
I got a little bit to your mouth. Yeah, right there.
No,
I don't want people.
Oh, you went first?
I went first.
First overall.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
first
shit.
overall pick.
Because you got first pick?
Yeah.
Who had second pick? We need to do that again.
I don't remember. But at first,
I picked myself.
you would lose.
Yes.
100%.
At his detriment.
Yeah.
It's been freaking rough, man. It's been rough these last few goes.
Yeah. But that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're just gonna honestly talk about what we've noticed this year with cattle hunting and how it's been going for all 4 of us. We just did a tournament last weekend, all of us together, 3 different teams, Mike and I, and then you 2 were on 2 different teams.
Same results.
Same results.
Yeah, might as well hunt it
We'll talk
together.
about that, and literally the same results.
Might as well hunt them together.
And we've been, hitting them with thermals. We're gonna actually, that's why Mike is wearing his shit, and Andy's got.
I've been looking at them through thermals. I ain't been hitting them.
We're going out tonight after this, because Calder lives a little bit away, so we're gonna take advantage of him being
Like,
down.
worth it.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, but let's get into our sponsors before we finish everything.
And Calder has to hunt with Cody DeWeese normally, so I mean, we have to show him a little bit how to coyote hunt.
He's a good time. He's a trooper.
I guarantee you guys laugh a lot.
We have a good time
Oh,
every
And
time.
that's what matters.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Athlon Optics first then, since 3 of us are gonna be running thermals of theirs tonight. You can play with them.
You
Yeah.
guys finally got your scanners.
Mhm.
How y'all liking those?
Dude, so sorry.
No, go ahead.
You use yours a
Mhm.
lot. Dude, I love the LRF, and you don't have to. So first night I took it out, I literally turned it on and went. Like I never even
Same.
used it.
I didn't read, didn't look. Just,
So I figured
figured
out
it
how
out.
to get it on constant scan, which is easy. You just hold the button 2 times,
okay.
and then it stays on that, right? Well, I'm scanning, and I'm like, okay, how far is that rabbit? And we were at Daryl. Daryl's got an LRF on his scope. He's like 74 yards. I'm like, shit, perfect. I said, hey, how far is that feeder over there? 212 yards. Yep.
good.
You don't even have to calibrate it. It's done.
Do they say you're supposed to calibrate it or something?
Well, I didn't read the instructions.
So,
So, but like my LRF on my IRA last year, I had to calibrate it.
which I'm curious if that, and Brandon, you might have some insight on that because you've dealt with a few more than we have, but that was an add-on.
That was an
Yeah,
add-on
LRF.
to
Okay.
a rifle scope.
On my Pulsar I had before I had my Athlon, I did not have to calibrate it.
It was
But it
already-
was a
See, that's why.
built-in.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So I'm curious
Yeah.
if the built-ins you don't have to.
Right.
Do you know?
No, we don't have to do anything with ours.
I don't think so.
That was pretty sweet. I was expecting to have to do something with it.
Yeah.
Not that it was hard to do,
Yeah.
but
Because you run Halo, right?
Excellent.
and so anyways, all that to say, all three of us are using Athlons. I'll tell you what, that scanner was nice. I didn't realize it wasn't a 640. It's the 380, which
It's a
Athlon's a
400,
little bit
400.
different. I call it a 384. I realize it's a 400, but I'm used to saying 384, 640 now.
Mhm.
And it was pretty damn clear. Like,
Yeah, I got
didn't
a
have
chance
no
to
problems.
look at the 400 at the explicit hunt. Jesse
Mhm.
Bunger and them had one, so
Mhm.
I was pretty impressed for the
And
money. It looked
the size it
pretty good.
is, it's very light.
Mhm.
For, like, I know, I was hunting with Daryl one time and one of his buddies let us borrow his scanner for the night. What's up, John? And he's got a Pulsar,
Mhm.
scanner. And it was decently heavy in the hand.
Yeah.
And it's about the same size as that Athlon, looks a lot similar to it. But that Athlon is lightweight. I took the little strap off too, because it got in my way and annoyed me, so I'm
Living on the edge.
Yep, living on the edge.
I
Drop it.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
Love that confidence.
But yeah, it's pretty damn sweet. So if you are in the market for a thermal, what I like about the Athlons is you can get, the 380, the 400 version, the 384, which is like your entry, I guess you'd say, level.
Sure.
I don't even want to say it that way, but or you can go to the 640 and they're all affordable.
Mhm.
Which is nice, and they're all getting that way, but they're pretty sweet. And my weapon sight has been pretty nails for me this year. I know you and Mike have had a few little issues trying to figure out what you like and didn't like.
I got mine kind of dialed in, I think.
Yeah.
My problem is, and it's not really a problem, it's something we do for fun, but we always try to group shoot.
Yeah.
Just because it's fun. Everybody gets to pull the trigger,
Yeah.
everybody gets to do it. I don't count the holes in them,
Mhm.
in the coyotes, but
Somebody's hitting them.
somebody's hitting them.
Yeah.
I got it as a dead coyote.
Yeah.
I might count.
Oh, yeah.
It's if I'm on the hunt. So anyway, check them out, athlonoptions.com. Find a dealer near you. Jesse Bunger is one of them, explicit. Brandon's wearing the hat right now.
Yeah.
Looking for my hat, Jesse. Just curious. Where's it at? Need that in the mail, sir. Anyways, that is such a sweet hat too.
I like it.
Yeah, they did good.
Done good.
Another dealer,
didn't they-
Weber Outfitters.
What?
Sorry, didn't they draw that?
Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure someone drew that for them.
Yeah.
Like hand drew it and they turned it into I could be wrong on
I
that story,
must-
but
I'm pretty sure of it. But Jesse, let us know.
I'd like to confirm
Text me.
that for us, Jesse.
Yeah.
Or Harley, somebody.
Anyways, Weber Outfitters out of Hawk Point, Missouri, close to St. Louis. If you guys are in there, they also carry Athlon. Going there, I think they started bow leagues up. So if you
Yep.
guys are in the area and want to start shooting your bows indoors, they got an awesome range there.
I think they
So check
adjusted their
out
hours from 2
They
to
did,
8
Yeah,
right now, so get in there, look backwards at Josh, get you a new bow. set
Here's
up.
what's nice about right now. Now's a slow time of the year for a lot of archery dealers. And they're no different.
I have a lot of time to sit
You
you
would have a
right.
lot of time dedicated to you if you go in there at the, right now, because it's a little slower.
And all the new bows are pretty much out, aren't they?
Pretty much,
I mean,
pretty
a
much.
lot of them.
Yep. So check them out on X Maps. Use our code MWW20 for 20% off of any plan they got. You got to go to onxmaps.com to use it, which is pretty easy to do. And if you're going to get 20% off, I just get what the hell is that called? The premium,
Elite,
elite premium.
premium elite, something like
I
that.
forget which one. The one that's supposed to be $100. You get it for 80.
It's
Pretty
cool, like
nice.
Onyx is not just for hunting, like in the work that I do, like farm lending and stuff.
Yeah.
Someone asked me like, how do you find the information? Like, I don't rely on it for any like legal purposes, but it gives you a pretty good idea of property lines, size, it gives you taxed acres, it gets you deeded acres, gets you property tax IDs. I deal in a lot of that type of stuff. So like it's just a good all around tool just for general knowledge of land.
When you own a bank like Andy does, you need that. You need it.
I wish I owned it. That'd be nice.
But it is a bank. You do
I
admit
wish
this.
it's not a bank. You can't deposit money.
Oh, I can deposit something.
No, you can't.
Nothing? Okay. But check them out. Love Onyx, love working with them, and great people that work there and run that place too. Like that's the other
Yeah,
thing we
they're
love
awesome.
about them. Like Jared Larson and the guys over there at Onyx are top notch. So check them out over there. Jared got a haircut.
He did. He got rid of the locks.
Got rid of the locks.
Oh, really?
Almost looks like a different person.
Dang.
And the stash is gone. Like clean shaven. Like he is
Ready for spring.
different looking.
Something. He was growing his hair out for long.
Oh yeah, it's been long all ever since I've known him. But anyway, check them out, onyxmaps.com, camo fire, rotating door daily deals. I think it's 80. Does that sound right? 80 daily deals?
Those. I think it changed.
I think
The
it
amount of
varies.
deals varies, but I thought it used to be like 40. But
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of
I
varies.
don't think it was 80.
How
80
many?
sounds excessive.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
What is wrong though is Trail Camp Tuesday.
No, it's not.
Definitely.
It does not happen.
It does happen.
It hasn't happened for
Is that a thing?
No, it's
It used to be a thing, and now because I called them out on it,
Hey, I
they
can
changed
tell, I
it.
can tell Carter listens to us.
Yeah, I heard it.
yeah.
Trail Camp
It's a
Tuesday. I
thing.
knew all about
It's a
it.
thing.
It used to be a
It
thing.
should be a
Really?
thing.
Is it a thing? Huh. Funny.
Well, it's Friday, so it wasn't.
I was like, good.
Damn it.
Go ahead
We
and check.
record a lot on Tuesdays. That's right. I'm
Yeah.
gonna laugh when I open it up. And it's not the trail cams. Just saying.
Why he's looking that up. Black Opus. Use our code MWW10 for 10% off. Now's the time to kind of reevaluate what you need. You did, if you went throughout the season, realize, oh man, it'd been nice to have that. Go there. They got pretty much anything you need for your hunting outdoors. So,
I do one thing like the base layers. I'm wearing one right now. Like just
yep.
one's a comfortable, just kind of shirt, but again, not just hunting, working outside.
Yeah.
A lot of your blue collar construction worker guys. I mean, it's a wicking base layer that, yeah, keeps you comfy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wear mine all the time.
Dude, they got blowgun darts on camo fire.
Cold steel.
Hey,
Yeah.
Micah, do you think we just shoot him in the neck with trank darts?
I mean,
You got a dart in your neck. I don't got nothing.
We don't know.
You're crazy, man. I
Huntworth.
like you.
Huntworth.
Shit, let it marinate.
No,
But you're crazy.
Huntworth. Use the code MWW15, 15% off. We've been rocking that stuff all season. I rock it all the time. I wear it for work if it's cold.
You were
enough.
wearing the Heat Boost hoodie, which is new this year.
Yeah, it's
Aren't you?
It's become
Yeah.
my favorite piece of theirs.
That's pretty nice.
It's
One less thing you got to wear.
Yeah, exactly. So I always carry a vest with me too. I'm a big vest guy.
So if
I'll
it's put one of those on
Like
tonight.
if it gets a little chilly, I'll throw the vest on and good to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love them. Alps Outdoors, use the code 2024 Woods Water and 30% off. That's a huge, huge discount. So
That's a huge bitch. I used the shit out of that tri-leg stool this last week.
you did.
Yeah, which is I always will. I didn't take the taller one that I was thinking about trying out, just because I am short and it takes up a little bit more room. But
Do you want to get rid of it? You just let me know.
we just get you one. Just
I mean, that'd be fine too.
call our guy.
Yeah.
Get on there, use our code, save that 30%. You know what else I love about them? And I don't even know if they want people to know this. Do you know what percent discount Russell has at Alps? Which is
50%.
50%
Wow.
because he is a
Remember of
lifetime member of
NW? No,
Elk, something.
Rocky Mountain.
Yes,
Elk
thank you,
Foundation.
RMEF. And if you're a lifetime, I guess a member or lifetime member, I don't know what it is.
Reason enough.
50% off Alps gives people.
I mean, that
good
just
deal.
goes, we've talked about that before of how big they are in participation with organizations that support the outdoors and support the things we do.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. And they're a Missouri-based company, so check them out. Zamberland boots. We'll be wearing our stuff.
Hmm.
What do you rock?
I'm wearing a Cabela's.
You-
Bass
yeah.
Pro.
With the BOA system,
Yeah,
you're the
yeah.
one who got me
Yeah.
kind of.
I need to check into some of the Zamberland stuff. Check it out.
So I wear the Lynx with the BOA system.
I want to get like a
What size
light
shoe you
shoe. 12.
He needs some of the lattes or
I
whatever.
got you, dude. You
Yeah.
can grab mine out.
Or what's the other one that we, the really lightweight boots this last year?
Bel Toros.
No.
No,
The Bel Toros are the lighter
C.
boots.
Start with the C, Crest.
Not Cresta.
Yeah.
No, the Cresta is the brown boot that you have. The one
Those
that
are the
they
Luxes.
sent us to try out.
You don't remember. to be honest. The shoe?
Are they all
No,
You have
BOA?
the- you have
I'm
the
gonna go
tall-
get it.
You
I'll
have
be
the
back.
taller one. I have a shorter one.
Yeah.
No, listen.
So those are like my nice tennis shoes I wear.
The tennis shoes, yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about the actual boots I wore on the mountain. I think it's Crestas that are super light.
I'd like to get some of the lightweight tennis shoes to wear.
I got so
They read-
so I got two
tennis shoes a
different
lot.
styles. I got the Slates, which Andy has the same pair. I wear those every day for work.
Yeah.
They're
Those are
the
the ones I
only
wear on the farm.
they're the only
These.
ones that have held up over. I think
It's
I've
like a
just
shoe,
been
not
around
a
2
boot, yeah.
years.
Remember they
Been
said
around 2
those?
years on those shoes, and they've been
Let's see what they're
great. So
I like the BOA system. Just, I mean, at camp, you're wore out anyway.
mhm.
Yep. I'm just love
I have those in the low top tennis shoe.
these.
Yeah,
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
These are
Same.
called the. I don't know if they got a name in them or not. I could get on the website, but that would take.
It don't-
Just.
I mean, they got good shoes, guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
But so these are, what's cool about these is. They're shoes. They're lightweight. They don't weigh
Yeah.
nothing. And
They're high top trail shoes.
And they're Gore-Tex. Perfect. So. That would be something to wear. I don't wear them much because I love that bullet system so damn
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
In my leagues. Which is I think it's the only boot they have with the boa.
Right.
I think there is a shoe that has the bow on there.
Oh, really?
And if you're not familiar with the BOA system, that's like a cable ratchet
Yeah.
system that
Yep.
where you don't have to tie your shoes.
No
and
laces.
stuff, so.
Yeah, which I
It's
like,
handy.
because I always step
Yeah.
on laces and untie my shoes and
Sure.
sure. So, yeah, check them out, Zamberlin USA. Reveal cameras by Tacticam. All mine are put to bed. Micah did his on Sunday. Andy probably. yours
That was
still
a
up.
struggle,
Yeah.
man. I was so beat, and I'm like, I need to get.
I can't
need to
believe
get
you
this
did
done
that.
for a while. So I took 2 kids with me. We knocked it out, but we got them all picked up.
I cannot believe you did that. And last but not least, Habitat Works. Check Dustin out at his Facebook page. Also give him a call, 816-752-7390.
He's been doing some burning.
Yeah,
He
I think
does,
that time
yeah.
of year.
Dude, he loves the burn.
We should be having him on pretty soon. We were gonna have him on last week and he actually coaches wrestling.
Mhm.
And
State
he was at
wrestling
state
last week?
wrestling. And I think they had one in the finals, which is pretty cool.
Where's he coaching at?
St. Joe Benton.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm supposed to tell.
If you guys have any
Information.
questions for Dustin, just DM us or him, and we'll cover them on the show.
Yep, but mention us when you call, you can get 15% off any service, and at one point in time, he was doing free consultations, one or the other. Either way, that's a hell of a deal, just to pick his brain. And that's that. Right, yeah, we got them all.
Yeah,
Let's talk about Coyotes.
they suck.
Oh, is this the first one since the wrestling tournament that I've done?
Yes, because the last week, you and I both talked about, we should congratulate.
I was gonna say, so shout out to my nephew.
Technically, our cousin, my
Be
cousin-in-law,
your second cousin-in-law.
third cousin.
He ain't shit to me.
He ain't, well, technically isn't any my blood, but he would be, let's see, you and Beck are cousins.
He beat your ass so bad.
He would. Oh God, he beat all of our bets.
I don't know.
He would. So
I got him by like 130 pounds. I mean,
Not anymore, you don't.
what's he weigh?
So he walked out of football at roughly 185. And
Russell
I mean,
125, didn't
no,
Oh,
yeah,
160.
165. But I mean, and he did it the right way. Like he was doing the meals. Like I feel bad because like we had holidays and stuff during wrestling, and he would still have his pre-packaged meal, and that boy is eating chicken and rice and shrimp and rice
Just
and
to be smart about it.
and broccoli. He was trying to. Well, now they have rules in wrestling. You have to have the
And when you're 16 years
BMI.
old, all you want to do is eat.
hydration test,
Yep.
so you can't just dehydrate yourself. That
Well, like
way.
back when we were young, dude, those guys would torture themselves.
they dehydrate themselves so bad.
Walk around in
Trash
plastic
bags.
bags.
I
Just sit there
remember
and
that.
Spit into
Yeah.
bottles all day.
So I think he left football like 185, wrestled 165, and it was kind of funny. Just like he won state. Congratulations, Braxton.
Mhm.
Proud of you. Right after he comes up, hugs everybody, everything, walks over, unzips this backpack he had with him, pulls out honey buns, nerd like chewy nerds, a
Absolutely.
Mr. Pibb, and we're like, dude, slow down. Like you're going, like you were going to be
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sick.
Yeah.
Like for 2 months, he hasn't had any of this stuff.
Yep.
And he just like starts like pounding this Mr. Pibb and like,
It's good
Yeah.
discipline.
oh, it was, yeah.
He's a stud, man.
And I want to congratulate my daughter's friendly boy.
He did good too. Yeah, I
He
got
did
to
a
watch
good
him
job.
wrestle.
He did fall just short. He got second place.
Sophomore though, right?
He is a sophomore, and he got second as a freshman as well.
Pretty
So
damn good.
you know, I think he's disappointed, but I'm like, dude, you got second, and the kid that beat you is a stud,
Yeah.
a stud, and you ain't got nothing to shake your or
Hang your
hold
head
your
down.
head for.
Odessa had 4 state champs out of the boys though.
4 or 5,
4.
4 freshmen.
4 freshman state champs.
He got second,
They had 5 in the finals,
and then a girl won.
and then
That's
they had a
right.
girl.
Yeah. Yeah, Odessa actually won their first state title.
Yep.
As a team.
That's pretty cool.
So congratulations to them.
They're doing pretty good.
It's a hell of a program.
Yeah.
And we got Little League districts tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So my son will be hopefully trying to go to state because they changed it this year. Now there's just districts and then state.
There's no
regionals.
regionals.
Or
Regionals.
sectionals, but so it's top 3, make it
Nice.
top 4. So we'll see. But yeah. How the hell did we get into that?
Anyway, yeah, my bad.
He wanted it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Well, it's better talking about coyotes.
Lately.
Dude, it's been rough.
It's been tough.
It's been rough. It's been
No
rough.
pun intended.
It's been, I mean, this last tournament was the first daytime I've hunted since explicit. I'm pretty sure I might have gone out one other time. And it was by far the worst day of hunting I've ever been on. I personally didn't see a dog all damn day.
It was my worst tournament in 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cause you guys have always placed in Midwest.
We go by every other year, it seems like. We have 21.
Oh, really? I thought you've placed every
We
year.
placed in 21.
Well,
This is
technically,
the first year they did
in
it.
place.
Well,
The first year they did it, we
Gotcha.
tied
Somewhere.
for first, took third on weight. Then we barely missed out the second year, the year after that. And then last year, or the year before last, whatever, how do you want to consider it? We tied for first, took third on weight.
Right.
And then this year, we definitely did not tie for shit.
Well, you tied.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
true, yeah, we
Were
tied.
the other
for
50
dead
teams that
last.
blanked? Wasn't there 50 teams in that tournament that blanked?
I cannot believe
There
so.
wasn't many people to check back in, I can tell you
Yeah.
that.
I feel very, and I don't mean this in a cocky way or anything, but I feel very confident in the 4 hunters in this room and the other hunters that were on the teams of the 4 of us. A coyote would have died.
Yeah.
Last Saturday.
I would have bet you $1
A
million
gun.
somebody would have killed
Oh,
something.
A rifle wasn't even fired.
Yeah,
by
I
those
didn't-
3 teams.
Nope. We didn't even pull up on
I
one.
mean, it's crazy. And I actually had high hopes. We were actually talking, I was talking to Tyler, well, No Day Hunter, will be
No
picture.
day.
And we were talking to him at check-ins, or not check-ins, what do you call that?
Registration.
Yeah.
And he was actually like, dude, the weather's been consistent. The wind's not gonna be too high, too low.
He did well.
He did. He always
He
does.
got second. They got second.
Yeah.
I believe.
They killed 4. Big consistent weather. It's not gonna be 25-mile-an-hour wind. It's not gonna be 0. It's gonna be pretty, normal. And I was like, that's true. You make a good point. And it's gonna be basically between 30 and 50 degrees for the most part
Right.
through the day. And so I was excited. And then our stuff got ruined. Our first 2 sets were, what would you call it? Ruined.
Yeah.
So that's tough right there because in my opinion, your first 2 sets are first 2 and
That
last
hurt.
2 are
Well,
the most
I'm
important.
guessing that they had their coyotes early in the day.
That's
Yeah,
what
They were
I
shut down. I'm
I-
guessing.
I meant to actually message him and
Yeah.
ask him, go, dude, what went down? Did you
Well,
have 2
with the
doubles?
heating
Or?
up, it got
So
pretty
Austin
warm.
talked to him. I think it was like after 10 o'clock, it was
Yeah.
done.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
You might get one in your last couple sets, but as warm as it got that day,
Mhm.
most of the dogs that we were seeing, actual people's dogs, they were just laying out flat. They were just sunning and
Yep.
just
It
not.
was warm. They're
Not
and that's how we actually so those first 2 sets got it sucks too because the first one was the landowner actually didn't know I was supposed to be there
Well,
even though I did tell him
he knew you were. He just wasn't expecting you in the same spot.
right. So
yeah.
anyway, I ended up having to call him and be like, hey, it's me, and then because I heard him, and then we moved in that same property. It's a large property, so we moved way back, and I already told the story to you guys, but listener hasn't heard it. And we actually getting ready to sit down and we hear coyotes, what we think is coyotes. So we're like, okay, we'll go up there, sit in that fence row, and we'll try to pull them out of there. Because it was technically the property to our west, so not our property where we heard them. But I can call them in, get there, and as soon as we get to the top where that fence line sees that next ridge or that next ditch where the drainage where they're at, we see a truck pull out of there.
Mhm.
And we both look at each other and we're like,
We got Doug Flutie.
I'm pretty sure he was locating.
Tom Brady.
And then so we're like, well, screw it. We don't know for sure. So we did sit down right there. And then a freaking excavator starts, and we're just like, we might as well start walking.
Not a great start to the board.
So we leave, and then, we don't see, we have a couple sets that we think were bulletproof. Don't see shit. We go grab lunch. in town. We went and got barbecue right quick because I had to take a shit anyway.
So that was noon
Yeah, that was noon.
and we were just like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
So
we might as well go eat a good meal.
Right.
We went and grabbed food. I stopped by the house, took a shit, and then the first set we had after lunch was the one I told you guys about, where I actually sat in the woods,
Yeah.
downwind of my call, and my hope was I could get a
Cut 'em
coyote
off.
to come in between the call and me. Anyways, and I thought I had it. And then Micah sat just outside the timber, maybe 40 yards, what do you think, 40 yards
Yeah,
behind me,
something like that.
so that he could cover the field and see the woods behind him that I couldn't see. So I start calling, and 10 seconds after I start, I can see through that timber to the field below us, and it's a real thick, nasty field. Kyle stands
CRP.
up, yeah. Kyle stands up, starts walking that field edge right toward, my direction. And I'm like, sweet. So I actually called him right quick. I'm like, dude, coyotes are coming our way. No idea how many there are. I didn't see one. Be ready. He's like, okay. And that coyote's 300 yards away from me. I'm just whispering. It can't hear me. Probably. And the coyote, so I lose him. And then again, I see him again, and he stops and then dips into the timber right where the creek and the timber meet. And I'm like, sweet, he's coming up this drainage. I sat the call right on the other side of the drainage running down to the creek. And my hope was that coyote would come up that drainage or just on my side of the drainage and get shot. And I'm like, here he comes, here he comes. And 30 minutes go by,
No.
never saw him. And he had to have come all the way around that knob, or he didn't cross the creek,
Right.
one of the two. And I never saw him
So much
again.
water's probably in that creek.
I would not think very
Well,
much,
no.
but I don't know.
They walked the creek because me,
Yeah, that's
Daryl, and Russell hunted that a few months ago, and we sat down overlooking those fields. Like Daryl couldn't see because he was looking to a CRP field. He's like, "Screw it, I'm just doing the call." He and me and Russell sat on the open field. Daryl literally had one come in the creek and get right underneath of him, and he looks down, and that coyote looks up at the same time, like, "Oh shit!" And, just couldn't do anything about it.
Right. So that was the only dog we saw. So then, we didn't see any more. Our last sit of the day, we actually decided, well, we're not going to do anything we're not going to win with coyotes.
Right.
And the last set we did, the property was Micah's. He had been seeing a bobcat there.
Caddy.
So we're like,
let's just go. We're
Great
gonna cat.
try to kill a cat.
Sure.
So we went into the timber. There's a little opening. What would you say? Size of this basement.
Yeah, it's
You
pretty big.
And
Good reference for our listeners.
They can see it if they watch it on
This
YouTube.
basement. Yeah. And tried to call a cat in.
Yeah.
And never saw it. But what was cool was I successfully called in 3 owls. And one of them, dude, it was badass. So it was the very first one, and we were remember the look we gave each other? So he comes in.
Look like wow.
Next thing, you're just looking, just boom, here's this freaking big ass owl comes in. And then if this mic right here is the call, he just, because he could tell right at the last second that decoy wasn't what he thought it was. And he just, whoop, and just hovers for a second and then takes off. And that was cool as hell. And then the other 2 owls came in together, and then they caught me moving around. But
And then once it got
once it got
dark, we probably heard, I don't know, 8 different packs howl off everywhere around us. I mean, it was
And
insane.
one of them, 2
Oh,
coyotes
one of
were
them was
right in
close.
the field outside.
Yeah,
the
they
timber.
were right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
We didn't have a response all day.
Right
well,
last night we did.
those were the only ones
We
that we
bumped-
know for sure.
We
were
bumped
called.
one going into a ditch that we had like a 40-yard opportunity on and just couldn't get it. I mean, it was right into the brush and stuff and didn't have a shot.
Right at all. Like,
Yeah.
we went,
We
remember that
called, we lucky duck, we ran
all of them,
wildlife tech, we went
Foxborough. Yeah.
just nothing.
We
those
went,
days.
well, we're gonna be at this property tonight, thermal hunting, I think. We were there and we actually like went deep and we got into this, what would you even call that stuff? It wasn't CRP,
Which one are you talking about?
where we sat like on the top looking down where we would have only had like a 40, 50-yard shot. We walked through all that thorny shit. The one in the new one you got. Try not to-
Yeah, no, that's a pollinator patch. I talked to the
there you go.
I talked to the landowner and I was like, yeah, we told him where we were sitting. And he's like, oh yeah, he's like, that's pollinator patch. Oh,
So it was like a hillside. And so I'm like, screw it, we're back here. We thought it was an open field and it was not.
yeah.
And so we're like, let's just sit on the top side. We'll give them 20% of the wind right here. Like we'll give it to them. And if they come bouncing through this stuff, we'll kill them. Maybe this is what we need to do. Maybe we need to be
They
back
were
in this
in the
nasty
timber, like where you
Yeah.
think they'd be.
Yeah, we tried getting in the timber tight. I mean, it got pretty windy that day.
Yeah,
We did.
and nothing.
We were tight in the timber and
We did see a bunch of deer,
Yeah, so that's about it.
and they actually started acting weird when I was calling. Like, oh,
hoping something's coming.
no, they
Yeah.
like, took off looking back. And we're like, sweet. And the next thing you know, they ran back that direction.
Huh.
And then back that. Like, okay, maybe they're just screwing around.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we didn't even go back to weigh-ins. We decided to go out to dinner. So sorry to Ryan and the guys at Midwest, but I was depressed.
Well, we made a decision at dinner, like, I want to make sure dogs still exist. I want to make sure the coyotes are still out there.
They still out for Tuesday.
So we decided, we're like, screw it, let's go, I didn't have my thermal with me, but you had just got the scanner.
Right.
You're like, you can just run my gun and I'll run the scanner. And so we went out and first set, we called in a dog finally. It took forever, but we were driving on the road and we saw the coyote cross
The
the
road,
road.
we're not sure the one we killed, but
No, I mean, yeah, but we're like, well, they're here. They exist. We get back and I mean, how long was that before that
it
dog finally
took me
admitted?
25 minutes.
Yeah.
And it replied to us almost immediately. And finally 25. Actually, we were
We were yakking around looking at rabbits.
Yeah.
We were getting ready to quit, and then
This guy's got prize winning rabbits. I'm telling you, these things are big.
I've been seeing a lot of rabbits this year.
I know,
A lot.
which is kind of odd,
Yeah.
and especially in your bad area.
I guess
population seems
Less
like
coyotes,
up.
more rabbits. I don't know. That's
yeah,
my
the best.
experience.
The best part about that whole sit was I didn't have a gun. So I'm sitting there looking at the rabbits, and then somebody says, "Oh, there he is." there he
Daryl
is."
spotted it first. Yeah.
So Micah goes, "Ready?"
It's like
and
eagle
then
eye, man.
boom, Daryl kills it. And Micah's like, "Oh, I thought we were gonna do a countdown." And Daryl's like, "I needed that."
He's like, you can have the next one.
He said, "You can have the next one. I needed that."
I'm like, yeah, I didn't need it. I didn't hunt in the same conditions and didn't kill any dogs today either. But yeah, whatever, Daryl.
We got back to Daryl's house and Daryl decided to show Troy his rifle, the scope, and want to let him shoot that plate. And there ended up being a coyote that straight south of his house. I'm like, well, shoot it. What are you doing? Shoot a coyote.
Those are his pets, man.
Yeah. So he scoped it out and he sent one but didn't get it. But
Oh, man.
I think he said it was like 400 yards.
yeah, it was a
something like
ways
that.
out there.
So
Yeah.
400 with thermal. I mean, you got
That's a good thing.
Yeah, you kind of got to know.
Where you're at on
Yeah.
that one. But
He said that he's told me that numerous times. Like if you have a bad night or something like that, he's like, anytime I've gone blank, I'll get back to my house and there'll be a coyote behind
Yeah.
my backyard.
So I know like the next day after tournament, sometimes like he'll go feed cows. And all of a sudden there's
Yeah.
two of them right by
Yeah.
his cows. He's like,
it's like they
I
are
just
doing
called
it
this
on purpose.
yesterday.
Yeah.
A coyote's gonna do whatever he wants to do. You're not gonna be able to trick him every time.
What-
If you haven't had that many bad days, you just haven't been coyote hunting that long because
Right.
it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. What surprised me the most is just the fact that I didn't see one.
Yeah.
Like I would have thought something would have kind of like what happened to you. Something would have maybe popped its head out and then disappeared or something.
Or just
but-
going from
Right.
set to set, you're gonna see something in the field,
Right.
just.
I would say we
You
did see
didn't see
two
it.
driving.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, yeah, we didn't see nothing driving, but yeah, I would have thought something. I could have seen something, a fence row or whatever. But
Right.
it was just it baffled me. I was like, it just doesn't make any sense.
We tried to make a play on one that we seen. It was both of the ones we seen were on property we had permission on.
Right.
And so the one we seen, it was in an old like dried up pond, tall grass and stuff, and it was just standing there. We're pretty sure it ducked in a den, like right there. Because we went over the hill, parked the truck, circled it, got wind, like did everything kind of right, tried to like lip squeak, see if we can get it in. So then we finally walked over there and you could see there were just trails running into like this dam that had a bunch of dugout stuff. So we don't know if it was
Ducked into
unloaded or
the
not.
dam.
And then another property we seen one out in the middle of the field, and to get like there was no way to get to it. It was just in the middle of this wide open field and there's no cover, no anything. And we're like, yeah, there's no way. It's like literally anywhere we park the truck or like have any idea, like it can see. And then also you're still 600-700 yards away from it. So
Send it.
we just shook. I mean, just kind of had to write that one off and like,
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have bad days here and there, but it seems like we're almost in a transition period between the breeding season to the denning season now.
I agree.
And I don't know if they just had their ass whooped for long enough where they're not really wanting to respond to the fights. It seems like I don't know, just not that aggressive right now.
The only hope that I have like right now is a lot of the farmers in our area is starting to be calving
Calving
season.
Yeah.
So even if you can't call them in, you got a higher chance of just walking out there and they're just
Looking
out in the
out there,
field.
yeah.
But
At night,
at night, sure, the daytime,
which
I don't know.
they might be out in the day, but you're not gonna just walk up on them.
Right.
sure,
Uh,
you know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
agree with that. That's
And it seems like the nighttime dogs are starting to, or nighttime coyotes are starting to act more like daytime coyotes. Like they're skirting out further
Agreed.
distances.
Agreed.
They're just not as aggressive.
And daytime coyotes are becoming very, very difficult to kill.
Right. And even the nighttime coyotes are becoming harder, it seems
Yeah.
like to me. I don't know.
Every year we've had the thermal season, it's gotten harder.
Yeah.
And
And I feel like I'm starting to dial my stuff in a little bit on the sighting in my thermal. I didn't do my part as well the first couple of years, and then I'm starting to get my equipment up to par.
right. And that's a catch-22 because what you're seeing, right, is thermal season opened in Missouri and thermal season got more popular.
More
And
people
it's
are doing
become
it.
more popular.
thermal's becoming more affordable,
Yeah,
more
affordable.
affordable.
That's a good
That's
a good
problem, but
Right,
yeah,
it is.
but it's going to be harder to kill them.
yeah,
And that's true of I mean, if you put pressure on an animal, it will respond to it.
yeah.
Especially coyote.
No matter
one of
if
the
it's-
smartest animals there. I mean, are for us.
Oh, it's one of the smartest
Yeah.
in the world. I mean, it's
For sure.
so you pressure them, they're going to respond.
Mhm.
And unless you're in an area where nobody hunts coyotes really, except you, they're pressured. And where we hunt, where us three hunt mainly, and then where you hunt, they're pressured.
It's
Yeah.
a popular sport.
It's a popular sport, and thanks to all of these awesome podcasts.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The
like Missouri
podcast,
Woods and Water.
you got these sequences these guys are throwing out there, and like these are the sounds I'm gonna run. Well, everybody's listening to that podcast, and everybody's trying to sing sound sequence, and you just got to change things up.
You know what sound I can't quit yet, though?
Pound Town,
I can't quit Pound Town. It's just so amazing.
it's the number one sound, I guarantee it.
I've watched them come in and stop, and they hear that sound, and they fold. I mean, and your creatures of habit,
And Pound Town got that one in.
sounds that are working. You want to keep going with them, but sometimes you just got to.
Poundtown, to me, like quit working back in like December.
It's so popular. I mean, it's so popular. But and I do try a lot of other things.
I've been having a lot more success with less aggressive fights, just kind of whimpers and submissive sounds and stuff like that. Yeah.
Last time he was on, that's what I did. What do you have just like half-assed it? Like, but yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. Like, but did you call a lot last weekend?
Oh yeah, no, we both called. It was here. It's not worked for me. You give it a try.
And did you not try like all kinds of different shit?
Everything, and we wouldn't try to mix everything in the same stand. We would do distress and vocals and fights all in the same stand. We try to, we're going to stick with straight up distress on the stand, light distress, and see just if it works out for us. The next stand we're going to get in the morning stand we go vocals and stuff like that.
Sure.
And we roll through our fights and stuff, but just wasn't getting any response. So here, you try.
I threw the kitchen sink. I did a baby kitten.
Yeah.
I did a fawn in distress.
Fawn.
Like I tried,
Yeah.
even though there's no damn fawns on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's not. And tried it all.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
And I wouldn't even with, diaphragms, little mouse squeakers. I mean, tiny sounds that have worked previously, and some of the stuff just wasn't working.
And that's why I think you are right, is you kind of the one that kind of got me into calling coyotes and different things. I mean, your experience, what you're doing, it's still not working. That tells me that, okay, that breeding season transition into denning season and pupping, like they get super concentrated. They don't travel as far.
Yeah, we're good here. Why do we need to leave?
They might tell you, hey, we're over here,
Yeah.
but we're not coming.
But we're not coming. Yeah, I've had lots of nights where they sound off like crazy, and then you don't see them. You don't. I mean, I feel like you need to move on those. You need to get really close, get real tight with those if you can.
and at night, I would do that.
Right.
Right.
In the daylight, it's not gonna
I mean, the
happen.
daylight is dumb to even try.
Right.
But, and like tonight, I hope that happens to us. Like, hey, they're 400 yards away. Let's cut the distance by
Yeah, let's
250 and see what
shut down
happens.
for a little bit, let them
Yeah.
calm down, and get the wind right, get real close to them, and try and see what we can do.
Yeah. But, I hope we I hope we just call them in for a strike, but
I've had nights where it's like that too, though. I mean, you'll go out and they're not moving. It doesn't matter. You're not going to convince them to move. If they don't want to do it, they're not going to.
And there's times and nights also, it's like
You get a small window, yeah.
we're probably shooting ourselves in the foot right now. Should be out hunting, but like I feel like a little bit earlier in the night or right towards like the end of the night is when they're most active. That
You're talking like early morning?
like
3,
3, 4, 5. See, I've never hunted past probably 3 o'clock. So I don't know what that time frame does. I mean, you've done a lot of night tournaments.
Sure.
Have you noticed that there's kind of a window?
The only thing
Or
that
is
I've
it-
noticed on coyote hunting is that nothing is
Nothing
consistent.
that
You know
is
what I
done?
mean? I mean,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Rural areas, you can get out and people kind of shut down, earlier in the night. You can get out and they'll be on their feet. But if you're close to a town or something like that, you want to let it die down so you don't get calls on when you're shooting at night and stuff like that, even though you're shooting suppressed. Just the lights and stuff, alert people.
Just going back 2 years is just hilarious. Remember that time we went out, me, you, and Austin? We didn't have suppressors on our guns yet. And we just let off on them right back here.
Mag dump?
Oh, yeah.
Do a
And
mag
when
dump
we
at
got
2
done, we were
I
like,
feel like you did something wrong.
we
Yeah.
were like,
Yes.
we got to get the freaking hell
Yeah.
out of here.
Even
Like
though-
we didn't do
yeah.
anything wrong,
Right.
but it was so loud.
Yeah.
And that was your 6.5, I think,
That's part of the
too.
reason I quit hunting with it. No, I had an AR.
Did you?
It's part of the reason I quit hunting with the AR because
That's right, because Austin had my gun.
I shot the shit out. I
it
get
was
mad and keep
unsuppressed,
shooting.
And it's just even like the time. Well, Calder probably remembers the first time I ever hunted with him. It was me, you, Andy, and Russell, I believe. Don't think you
Yeah.
were there.
No, I wasn't there. I
And-
haven't hunted with Calder yet.
Oh, well, you will tonight.
Hopefully it goes better than last weekend.
Remember, so you sent me, Russell, and Andy on the top of that corn, and then you went down like to the bottom,
Yeah.
and boom, you hear one dead coyote, and then next thing you hear is boom, 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 boom. You and Russell mag dumped those things.
The one thing I remember from that night was Coley goes, "The coyote's right there. Why aren't you shooting?" I'm fucking out of ammo.
Oh, that was, if I remember correctly, I didn't have a thermal yet, and I borrowed your
I think that might be
bolt
right.
gun, or no, it was Deweeze's.
Yep.
Maybe I
Yeah,
could be wrong
yep.
about that. I think
Yep.
it was. And so I just had a bolt gun, and
Which I now own that gun.
do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I
Oh, that's
took,
our little mini,
Ruger
right?
American?
Yeah.
Was it right?
yeah, I think it is. I took one shot, and I'm like, I'm not gonna hit anything here. And Andy and Russell both had AR. Well, I know Russell had an AR. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
No, I was.
And it was just World War II.
Was that been 2 years?
That was the first
At least-
year.
okay,
The
At
first
least
year of
3 years, if
thermal.
not three.
3?
Yeah. It was the very first year because I didn't have a thermal yet.
Right.
That was freaking hilarious. I've never laughed so hard in my life. And
I
actually, we got Russell laughing. at
There's
that.
still a coyote right there. Why aren't you shooting? I have no
I-
bullets. I'm nothing.
And Calder's like, "Well, there's one.
I'll go get mine."
We killed one dog." That was funnier than shit. But I still think like you can make things happen whether it's daytime or nighttime. It's just
You're gonna have days. It's
And-
just gonna be bad days.
and we were just talking about this, thinking about changing it up. Like, how can you adjust to the adjustment the coyotes have made?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm guessing we've all thought this, but I brought it up to Calder tonight. I'm like, what about just give them the wind?
Mhm.
And I don't mean give them the wind where they're going to bust you. You give them where they think they feel good about it.
Yeah.
Like,
You have to make them feel comfortable, for sure.
right. So, let's say it's a south wind tonight, basically, right? So we'll say south. And you got an open field and sit on the further west side of that south line, and you're giving the field the wind. So if the coyotes, hopefully you have an idea that maybe they're east of you, which there's a property we're going to that we hope that's where they're at. And they swing feeling like they've got it. And
Especially on
They
a very
should die
subtle,
before they
subtle
get
wind
to it.
night,
Yeah.
where the wind's not really carrying across there too much.
which means we're gonna get busted. And,
Yeah.
we're not.
As long as I see him, I'm fine.
Right, but and that place we're going to, like I've only not shot at coyotes there one time, and that was
We're not
nice.
shooting at them.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
Done jinxed us.
I'm hoping. I just knocked on.
The last time we went there, that was that time we called in a triple. You were the only one with a gun. And you're like, where are they? I'm like, they're right there. I can hit them with the stick.
We got in a fight that night.
We
Me and
did.
you. We there was some yelling at each other.
You guys hunt without guns a lot.
Well,
I mean, that was before I had a
before he
thermal.
had a
Okay.
thermal.
So we're
And so we're like,
wanted
it
to
was,
go.
it was just me and him that night. I'm like, let's just go together. And so he had the scanner, my scanner, and I had my gun. And so I wasn't looking at anything.
Right.
And the next thing and I'm being, it was
He's not
funny to
telling
laugh
the
at.
truth. He's not telling the truth story, but okay.
Kind of like on the podcast when it's like about the size of, of
Next-
this table we're
Next
sitting
thing I know,
at.
Mike is like, right here, right here. And I'm like, where? Right here. And I finally see the coyote, and it's what?
20 yards.
20 yards from us. And I somehow missed the damn thing. And then it takes off running, and I just see 4 dogs, and I shoot, missed them all. And after I get done, I'm like, I don't know where the right here is. You got to be specific. And you're
I don't
like,
know why coyotes are getting harder to kill. I really don't.
We're
don't know why we're having
shit
so
out
much
of it.
fun.
That's why. We suck, and they're just making them all smarter. Here in about 10 years, when they all die of old age, we can get up with some fresh ones.
Yeah.
But it was, what do we even, how did we even get on that? Oh, that property. So we're thinking like maybe we'll try a little bit of that tonight where we give them more than maybe we would give them before. Right? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works.
I don't know.
Fickle,
I'd say they're getting harder to kill, but Texas hunts from helicopters all year round.
Yeah.
Lights, racks.
But that
they're still killing.
the only thing I can think of,
It's a
if they,
target-rich environment.
well, target rich, and they're killing so many dogs, you're getting fresh ones every
It's not
year.
killing us.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I feel like the nights are quieter up in my area. I mean, we shot 186 last year, which not saying we put a dent in the population at all. We're a small pocket of different areas up there, but it just seems like it's quieter at night. Just being outside, I mean, you're just not hearing the groups like what I normally would. But there was one property we
I
killed.
find it hard to believe that, you've done anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
I mean,
We killed 11 off one property last year. We haven't shot a coyote off that property yet this year once, and we've hunted it 3 times. Not even get a response. Not even seen one there.
and I mean, that is a lot of dogs, right? That might be an entire pack.
Right.
But another pack should have moved in by
Yeah,
now.
that's
like
a 40-acre field away.
that's all they got to do is
It
like
seems
Joey
they're-
Harley
they're
was talking
coming through
about.
in groups
where the resources are,
Yeah.
they're going to
Yeah.
keep filtering in.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of feral cats. We've got a lot of rabbits. I'm seeing a lot of small game in our area, but
Yeah.
just not the population that I had in years past.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a down year. I don't know.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, it was a drought year, so I don't know how much that affects it. I would think
do you think it affected pups on the ground?
I don't know.
Pups should have been had before the drought. I mean,
That's true.
but if
but
the
yeah,
female-
but-
if the female wasn't as healthy.
And
Yeah,
surviving.
if the mom couldn't
Yeah.
produce milk or
Yeah.
something like that, because I'm sure they got to be, pulling water.
Some
But
days.
there were still ponds with water,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So
And I'm not so
He's
naive
shaking
to
his head
think
for it.
that, we've made a dent in the population. I don't think that at all, but something's going on.
Yeah.
It's different than it has been
little
in my
different over-
experiences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little different over here. Yeah, have you only because thermal season's only been in Missouri for 3 years now? Did you start thermal hunting before, like other states,
No.
or is this like you?
I just got into it when it's too expensive to go to other states to have a thermal, Once Missouri picked it up, then it was like, well, okay,
Yeah.
now it's
Game
a
on.
viable option. Yeah.
Yeah, game on.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
I keep saying we're gonna go to Kansas and we haven't.
Yeah.
And I'd love to go to Oklahoma. I've heard it's awesome down there.
We went to Montana last year for a solid week on a 17,000 acre ranch up there. It was beautiful. The first 3 nights we didn't do anything. And then that last night we saw 13. It's just like when the coyotes are on their feet, they're on their
Yeah.
feet.
They decided to move the.
Was that thermal?
Yeah, we
Okay.
thermal hunted the whole time.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
See, I don't know what other
If
state.
you
I know the ones around us that thermal, but I thought Western states it wasn't like I don't think Colorado has a thermal season,
Yeah. I'm not sure.
and so I didn't know how many Western states had a thermal
Right.
season. So
I know
I've always
Iowa, I think they're year round, aren't they?
I believe so.
Kansas 3 months, Missouri's 2 months. Montana, I think anything goes out there, but I'm not
Really?
100% sure on that. Texas is all year.
Yeah, I want to go down to Texas.
Yeah.
And I got that opportunity.
Nevada's supposed to be pretty good, I think.
That'd be fun.
Andy and Beck got family down in Texas, and I got family down in Texas.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Well,
Did
my
you hear about the wildfires down there, West Texas? So where my family lives,
That's part of the reason that ours didn't want us to come down because of the wildfires down there. We're out there shooting and brass.
so it's been like really
They're so
windy
scared
down
of
there.
everything, just any type of vehicle
Yeah.
going through the
Yeah.
field type deal.
So it's like it burned down 40, 50 houses so my family lives in Stinnett, Texas, and which is near Amarillo. And there's a town like north of them that lost like 40, 50 houses. They shut down the highways into Stinnett and evacuated half the city.
Yeah,
And
a bad deal.
so they had high winds, and what happened was the power lines were sparking, like arcing or whatever, hitting each other,
Mhm.
and it started fires, and they've lost like millions of acres.
So that's down there like tumbleweeds and stuff.
Yeah, like
it's just-
wide open. There's
yeah.
nothing.
They have to fix fences because tumbleweeds go through them.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
What you think about when people talk about like
Glad it's this table, dude.
Texas?
Yeah.
like,
Right.
It is in the panhandle. It's damn middle of the panhandle. You know where Amarillo is, it's pretty much.
So our family is one, like their last ranch, there's one other property before New Mexico.
Okay.
They're like super west. They're
I bet I drove
south,
right close to them on the way out of there.
south of Hereford, but southwest of Hereford.
Yeah. But anyway, before the fires, like you could just see where coyotes would be in every ditch that you could think of, because there's antelopes all over the place out there. That'd be an easy target for pack of coyotes and
I
bunny.
don't think they can catch an animal.
I don't do rattlesnakes though, man.
Oh,
So like
that
it's gonna have to be,
scares the
it's
shit
going
out
to be
of me.
like dead of winter for my ass to go down
Yeah.
there.
And even then, is it dead of winter there? Like, are they? I don't know.
You don't have to worry about it with your Zamblin boots, right?
Sure, yeah.
What if they get above the boot? But yeah, so I don't know. It's just part of it. But let's talk about. I want to talk about guns.
You guys doing something new?
I don't think so. I don't think.
Well, me and you have talked where I'm gonna go 243 next.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to do yet, but I'm gonna go 243. Bolt. Not going AR-10. I'm gonna go bolt. I just haven't decided on what I want to do yet.
The only thing I'm gonna do, if I do anything, is I like my 22-250, but I'd like to get one in a bolt gun.
Bolt action.
Yeah, to have one of each.
Not wanting to do it. 22 Creed.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm happy
not,
with the
that's
6
like
Creed.
Wildcat, right?
No,
Bambi
That's Bambi
now.
now, yeah.
No, that's yeah.
Really? Okay.
Horizon Arms, I think they're carrying the ammo for that.
That might be the next. I actually thought 243, and then I'm I've got the 6 Creed,
Mhm.
I've got the 6 Arc.
Mhm.
Those are 6 mil, right? So 243 is not a whole lot
No.
different between those,
Yeah.
and then
It's kind of right in the middle of those two. really,
Basically.
I feel.
So I kind of feel like if I did get another one outside of a 22-250, it might be the 22 Creed.
Yeah. That's what I'm going
But-
for sure.
I've got 4 coyote guns at this point. One of them is my night gun that I'm leaving my thermal on. Then I got the 22-250. I've got the Christensen MPR 223, which is a tack driver.
Yeah.
It is a 223, but Jesus, that thing is just dink, 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 dink.
Worst coyote gun ever.
Shot
According-
placement.
according to
Shot placement.
Some people.
Yeah, I heard that little spiel about that 204, and I don't agree with that.
They're hurting our feelings, Brandon.
Yeah, I will put a 204 up against it about anything.
Joey Hartley disagrees, and I agree with him.
It's
No,
not like
I don't know
competition
anything.
gun.
I don't know anything
Like,
about the
we're going out
204.
and just having fun.
And then
Never had experience with it.
the 6 Creed, which is currently out of commission at the moment.
I will say I reload for it, so
Oh,
not
do you?
factory stuff. so
Yeah, that
helps a
could
little.
help.
I'm
But
going 243 just because it's an all around good gun. I mean, if I want to
You got kids coming too.
if I want to
so
slap a scope on it, and go shoot a deer with it, no problem.
I'm a little upset at myself just because it's my own stupid fault, but I have that 6.5, and I don't know. I've always put the thermal on it just because I've had it. Ammo's fairly cheap for it. That gun's so freaking heavy.
Yeah, that thing's a tank.
Dude, mine is just it's the Remington 700, but it has that Magpul Hunter stock on it, and it's a
Mhm.
bull barrel.
Yeah, it's heavy.
That gun is heavy.
Yeah.
And you throw it on the tripod and you're walking around. I don't know why I don't have it on the Ruger American that's super light 243.
Yeah.
mhm.
Mainly because I really didn't want to take my daytime scope off of it yet whenever I started mounting my thermal. So I didn't with the intentions of like, I'll just switch it over later. Well, I've just had
Later
it.
doesn't come a lot.
Yeah, I just now it's sighted in on the 6.5 and I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna take it, I'll be fine. I'll just man up and carry it around. But then you start hunting with it and you're like, God, this is so freaking heavy. I have to do something.
Sucks.
So at night it bothers me more than during the day. Like daytime hunting, the weight of the gun doesn't bother me. At nighttime carrying on that tripod. it
Oh
gets
yeah,
me.
because I mean, daytime I'll throw the gun over my back,
Sling it,
sling
yeah.
it. But night, we've gotten the habit where we just leave it on the tripod and walk
Put it
in
on the
with it out.
tripod.
Right, because you're ready. I mean,
Right, which isn't, you're the only one carrying around a brick. I'm doing the 6.5 Grendel and AR, so it's not that heavy.
Yeah, my 6 Arc's lightweight.
Yeah.
I love it. Love that because I can just
I'm gonna build those, yeah.
dude
Let's try.
I like it so much that so that one I built. Me and Andy both built ours at the same time. Midwest Gunworks plug. But I almost bought a CMMG because it's a Missouri-based company. They make a one called I can't remember the name. There's a name for the gun. It's got a name.
Is it a Banshee? No.
No.
Resolute.
Resolute, is that right? Might be 100% correct. Anyway, they make a, stock 6 arc. I don't like the trigger in it. Probably switch out the trigger.
Easily.
Easy
changeable.
to do. And it's pretty damn affordable. It's like $1,400. And I don't have to worry about building another one.
I like
But-
tinkering. I like building.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's
like
just
ordering a gear
time-wise.
set and then next
Yeah.
thing you know, you got $4,000 wrapped up in an AR.
Dude, that's
I-
the thing. Like, it's the time and
Yeah.
holy crap, like this was a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't have this damn part. Oops, I forgot this or whatnot.
But a nice custom AR shoots. I mean, they're just so smooth. Get a good gas block on them, and they're just
Mhm.
nice, quiet capture spring.
I also saw MFK made a composite. They have a special order spade composites carbon 22-250 coming in, and I'm like, I could do 6 arc with them.
I'm
Yeah.
running a spade on my 243 AR-10. It's a big composite barrel. It's been super accurate, so been real happy with that.
No, my 22-250. It's not a carbon
Mhm.
gun, so it's got weight to it. But it shoots.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing about
I actually
it.
have this spade.
Once I figured out super performance is not made for gas guns.
Yeah, I've been running a spade 22 Creed barrel. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with either the Solus action, the Aero Precision Solus action, or the big one Origins. Haven't decided on that, but gonna build one of those a little bit lighter. My 243 Ackley is like 16 pounds.
Holy crap,
Oh,
that is a lot.
Terrible to carry, so
Yeah.
26-inch
That-
barrel with
that's
a 9-inch suppressor. But
That is with thermal and everything on there.
that's my
No,
daytime.
that's yeah.
Yeah, it's a heavy rifle.
I would die by the end of the day.
You run a Night Force?
I actually have a razor on that one.
Okay.
So
Is that a Vortex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were a big Night Force guy.
I have
those things are heavier than
Yeah.
shit, it seems like.
oh, that
Are they?
razor is heavier than most of the Night Force. I mean, if you get
Really?
the attacker line, they're getting pretty heavy, but the NX8 line is quite a bit lighter. But I'm gonna try one with the LVPO or LPVO if on my
Who's that? What's that?
like a low power variable optic.
Oh yeah.
So gonna give one of those a try, like a 1 to 10 or something like that
Mhm.
on an AR setup. I'm gonna build a 6 arc also. So
Yeah, I'm also super excited about the 87 grain.
yeah,
Oh,
that's the problem that turned me off on the 6 arc was the heavier ammo. I wanted it more of a varmint style, 70, 80 grain bullet.
Now that
something
I'm
like
not, so when I first built it, it was gonna be my deer
More
gun
speed.
too.
Yeah.
Like, and I did
Little
take it
flatter.
deer hunting that year, the first year I bought it or built it. Well, now I've got the 6 Creed. That's
Yeah.
what I'm probably gonna take deer hunting. That is one of the things I'm thinking about the 243 because while I like the 6 Creed, Andy scared me a little bit about it.
That has to do with the
Shooting
bullets.
shoulder.
Oh,
Shoot shoulder with with the rounds that I'm using it because I'm shooting the
That-
108s.
That's the bullet. Yeah, the matches.
Yeah.
Which matches are made. I mean, for match shooting.
So I guess I could drop.
I mean,
to like
they're
the
getting
105s.
right because they blow. I mean, they're as long as
Shoot
I
landing
wouldn't,
gear.
I wouldn't shoot anything more than a coyote probably with a match.
Right.
And that's what worries me a little bit with it. But Chase did freaking smash a deer with it this year, but he didn't hit the shoulder. So you
Behind
gotta
the
be
shoulder is
careful.
going to get.
there's a lot of custom ammo companies though. I mean, Alley Munitions,
Mhm.
Dread Hill Armory. I think they're getting like 75 grain,
Mhm.
some of that stuff. So,
Yeah.
I looked at them. I was thinking about because
and they use good brass,
Yeah.
Alpha or Starline.
For my
Good
Grendel,
companies
I
and
was-
stuff.
I'm chasing speed with that Grendel. That's
Right.
why I want to get away
Slow,
from it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
It's freaking slow. Daryl, he got the the Garmin deal. And
Garmin.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was doing
Zero, chronograph.
I think it was 23.
26.
No,
Oh,
it was
23?
Yeah, it was like 23.
Yeah.
I'm like, geez, that's freaking slow.
So
I mean, you can outrun the bullet to the
Yeah.
target.
I've killed dogs with it.
Yeah.
Killed dogs,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, not.
for a predator hunting cartridge, you want something a little faster, a little flatter.
I bought
the target so the bullet hits it.
I bought some subsonic 6.5. It's
Oh
made
my God.
1700.
Oh, wow.
But is it quiet?
I haven't shot it.
Oh, are you kidding me, dude? I want to hear that thing.
I haven't bought it. Yeah, I bought a box of it just because
Probably-
I wanted to mess with it, and I had.
Probably could just come rolling out of the barrel like.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit the guy like a wet noodle. Just
What
what the hell is that?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I've been running that 243 with 70 grain nozzle ballistic tips, and they run 3450.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's zipping out there.
And that's what I love about the 6 Creed. just-
Yeah,
it's not
and the
so
6
bad.
Creed would be a great one too. Yeah,
But anyway, with the 6 arc, I'm excited about this 87s.
sure.
6 Creed, the 80 grain, Austin just started shooting those, and
Okay.
they are shooting very similar to the 108, the ELDMs for him. Like they were pretty.
Hornady just came out with a
Yep.
PT bullet, yeah.
Yep, that's what he was.
I listened to the podcast and they covered some
And
of
I
that
think
stuff.
that
I'm
it's a
pretty excited about that bullet.
longer bullet, so it's supposed to, it's longer and lighter, so it's supposed to stabilize like a bigger bullet, but it's lighter and moving faster.
Yeah.
That's a very simplistic explanation.
So listen
for
to the
my-
podcast. They
yeah,
cover it.
For my pea brain, but
Yeah.
my understanding, that's.
So here's the issue I've got on my 6 Creed. I've got about 200 rounds of that 108 and I'm a cheap ass.
Yeah.
So those
I'm
are
same
gonna
way.
get- Yeah.
As long as they group,
Yeah.
if they don't group, I'll be right.
And once I got a gun sighted in, I'm not
But-
changing it for deer and coyotes. Like this is what I'm shooting.
On your 6
I
If
arc,
like to
use
shoot
the same
also.
thing.
on your
Yeah.
6 arc, I think that Druid Hill had a 58 grain.
Dread Hill?
Druid, DRUID.
Druid.
Yeah,
Druid Hill?
Yep. And they had a 75 grain and a 58 grain to where you could, like a sample pack was 25 of each.
Was that the 58 grain VMAX they put in
I
that?
think so.
Yeah.
So
On
They,
the
they
6
like
arc?
the VMAX
6
over
arc,
there.
yep.
See, dude, if you had that 6 arc run, a 75 is my ideal. Like that's what I would love to try.
Yeah.
Russell actually did some hand loads and I haven't shot him because he only did a few. Dude, that would be a 6mm casing running pretty fast with
Yeah.
a pretty heavy projectile.
It's a
still.
new efficient.
The
case.
87
I mean,
I'm
they're
still
running.
excited about, you know,
running
if
good.
Hornady will ever actually produce them.
Mine's not grouping the 103s very well, so
You have
it's
said that.
decent.
Yeah.
But I also like clean the shit out of my gun and it grouped them tighter, so it might have just been a cleaning issue.
Mhm.
So I need to do a better job and clean it. So I don't get it, I need to do another deep clean
Before
on it,
you sight it in.
sight it in,
Yeah.
see what it likes.
Right. I cleaned, so when I put my thermal back on my 6 arc, I cleaned it before I did everything. Cause I'm like, hey, if I'm gonna change everything, let me give it a nice good cleaning. Cleaned it and then sighted it in. And now I won't touch the barrel for a while.
And you're shooting suppressed.
Expressed.
How many rounds do you think you'll shoot before you clean it?
How many rounds should we shoot it
That was
before we
my
clean
You
it?
problem.
should probably clean it every time you go out. If you're shooting suppressed and you're actually shooting.
That was my problem with the 6 arc, cause I hadn't cleaned it for a while and I was shooting suppressed.
Now,
I mean, it
what
will
do you
gum
mean
up.
by cleaning?
You should take the bullet carrier group out and brake clean it down, get it all real cleaned up. And I like to run mine wet. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't,
I'll give it, but I don't do anything with the barrel.
right.
Now I have just done that because,
Talking
I've
about
always
bulk carrier or
read,
what?
yeah, the
Oil,
PCD,
yeah.
yeah. Because I've just heard that, the rifling, if you fuck with it, you're gonna recite it in essentially. I don't know how true that is, but I don't, at the most, I'll take I'll put some rim oil or whatever I'm
Right.
using on a piece of cotton cloth that I have for cleaning and go down the barrel with it.
Yeah.
Come back out and then I'll take a dry piece and do the same thing and be done.
Just depends on how many rounds you shoot. I like to clean mine and then just, 2 fouling shots, something like that. Just
Yeah.
get a child back in and then run it again.
Yeah.
And no, my experience is pretty close after those fouling shots, like
Yeah, you're good.
you might have a small adjustment. Cause I could be wrong, I think maybe a Horror Day podcast was saying that once you do that, you're not getting all the carbon out of there, so the carbon's still gonna build up in the same approximate spots.
Mhm.
And it's very minute difference, I think.
Yeah, like
If
you're
I'm-
not taking brass brushes through
Yeah.
it and like breaking everything off.
See, I did
Yeah.
that whenever I broke it down and cleaned it, I took.
Well, I did too.
I took a brass
That was
brush, ran it in,
reset,
then I took
yeah.
a wet rag, ran it in. And once I ran it in, like I scrubbed it. I
Yeah.
didn't just like run it in out. Like I mean, I
Yeah, like you
scrubbed the
went
barrel.
like that, like a lot.
Right, yeah. And then I took a dry
Just
cloth.
got him to like on the YouTube video there.
Yeah.
NSFW. Isn't that what it is? Did I do that right?
Don't know, we don't know.
NSFW, not suitable for, what's the next word?
Oh.
Women?
And a dislike.
And
I
we're
don't know
canceled.
what that means. It's bad, it's not cool.
Now
It's not good for children.
Now we're gonna go kill some dogs.
I
Yes.
think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about guns. I obviously wanted to ask Calder about the guns. What do you got going tonight?
I'll run that AR-10,
Which is the
243.
243.
Yep. All
Nice.
carbon, super nice, light. Love it.
When you say light, how much we talking?
It was like 8 3/4 pounds before optic. It's light.
Tempting.
It's
It's
light.
probably really expensive though.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like 18 pounds.
it's got a
before
lot of
optic.
carbon in it.
Yeah.
But it runs nice. I mean, I
Can't
got a
afford all
lot
that
of
carbon.
confidence in that thing.
Why can't we get a barrel company? That's what we need to go after. It's a good barrel company. Any barrel companies wanna, come on.
I
sponsor,
paid
that'd be cool.
deposit.
Yeah, you got they run some good sales on the spade stuff.
Do them?
Yeah.
Dude, I like the spade stuff. I
Yeah.
called you because I've been following them for a long time, and then all of a sudden they would have a gun come for sale,
Right.
and then I would never reply in time. Well, that 22-250 came up, and I just happened to say sure, and he's like, "It's yours, man." I'm like, "Oh shit, I gotta come up with $2,300 now." And I love the gun. I mean, it's on the heavier side, I would say. It's an AR-10.
Yeah.
There's not carbon anywhere. But it's really not that heavy.
I'm just gonna stick with my $500 Rugers that I beat the shit out of, and
I mean,
I'll be honest, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, I'm rough on my stuff. I truly
I
am.
am.
They don't get the love they deserve and cleaning they deserve.
That's,
They get thrown in the truck a lot of times in the soft case, and
I can't speak too much on this, but I think I was in such a good mood on Saturday because of like the change I made and how I'm protecting my gun, and I loved it.
I was so excited to go on a daytime hunt and with good glass, and we're gonna see nice fluffy coyotes coming in, and we didn't see it. It was terrible.
And you were hunting with two new guys.
Yeah,
like,
and,
it
and
was-
all new
guys.
ground,
Yeah.
and I mean, but
it was good
everybody's
ground. The guys you
positive.
guys hunt, like
Yeah.
the ground you guys hunted,
Real good ground.
We stayed positive. Everything was
virgin
good.
ground, as far as you know. But
Yeah.
see, that's the thing. It's not virgin ground.
Right.
Because the ground you're hunting might be, but then
Hell,
the ground
those
next
coyotes
to
travel,
it, yeah, and the people hunting right next to it.
Just last night I was talking to Daryl. We've been hunting the same farm.
Yeah.
We both had permission on it. And
There you
both
go.
didn't.
And I don't think that's gonna get any easier. I think there's a lot more
No.
people getting into the coyote hunting, and everybody's just trying to get ground. And,
Unfortunately, I shouldn't even say this, but like you're gonna see it get like deer leases. I think.
Man, I hope not.
And
but
you're
I
gonna
feel
see-
like-
yeah, I'm worried that eventually people will start charging for people to coyote hunt.
It's gonna be a pay to play for
Yeah.
a little bit, and yeah.
And thermal hunting is almost like the daddy's money diesel kid. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man.
Everybody's trying to get into it.
Wait, we're supposed to get our dad's money for this?
I gotta make a phone call.
I gotta make a phone call. But dude, my dad would have a freaking blast.
But yeah,
Oh, it'd be
there's that.
nice.
I guess I'll say the younger kids that are doing it now. It's daddy's money bought him a thermal.
Yeah.
We are the old men now.
That's what I don't want to. That's what I didn't want to admit. We're the old guys, but we kind
getting
of are.
there.
I'm 40. I'm old,
We're starting to,
I'm with you.
I don't know.
but I'm still going.
That's right. That's what matters. Yeah,
I was so beat Sunday, dude. I was so dead fucking tired. I did not want to do a damn thing all day.
We
But
walked through a couple of those chisel plowed bottom fields.
We-
that were so soft.
Cloud. That's what I was
we
trying to
actually
say.
went there that night. That was our
Okay.
second set, and we called in 2 dogs. They were about
Which will
130,
piss you off 'cause you know they're
130. They were 130 pounds
Not coyotes.
apiece.
dogs.
White.
Oh,
Hearing
okay.
the story
But-
on the
Oh.
outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, we only walked like 4 feet and that stuff. I was like, damn, man.
Yeah.
No, I ain't-
We? When did you walk in it?
I walked in it.
I had to walk out there to set the call, and then Daryl starts it the second I turn around.
Yeah, that's pretty
It was
Is
funny.
it scary?
No, it didn't. I just kept walking. But I had a feeling I was going to get messed with. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm excited. I mean, it just is what it is. I had something I was going to tell Calder. But
Austin tried to text me the next day of like, man, I think I'm gonna go out tonight and take Tate. And I'm like, good luck.
oh, that's
He's
what
like,
it was.
you mad at me? I'm
Did-
like, no, I don't want to
I'm
talk
just
about
not
coyotes
going.
at all. Like I give 2 shits about coyotes today. I'm pissed. My body hurts. No coyotes on Sunday.
Those days suck, but it doesn't bother me. I'm still out there enjoying, like I said, got to meet 2 new fellows. We had a good time, great guys.
New
I mean,
places.
just being out and
Did Daryl tell you about the
enjoying
first
the
time
walk.
I ever hunted with him in the daytime?
Mm-mm.
Same thing. It was a tournament with him and John. And let's see here. My gun hit the ground twice, fell twice. One time I set it out the truck in the tripod and the wind blew it over and it fell in a ditch. And then the second time I must not have tightened my ARCA mount, and maybe I was in a rush. And as soon as I put it on my back, and smashed at the ground. I then fell and thought I tore my knee.
so it's Daryl. Daryl's the problem. I got hung up on a fence with Daryl this
Like
weekend.
we got
Dude,
we
you
got
gotta
to the
tell that
truck.
story.
Dude, you do. We got to the truck, and I'll let you tell yours is better. We got to the truck, and I was like, I might be done, guys. Like I think I tore my knee up. But I'm like, I don't want to, quit on it. Like,
I don't want to be a little bitch.
and luckily, John had some ibuprofen, so I popped 3 of those and 4 of those or something, and was fine the rest of it. But we at least killed a coyote that day. But
Yeah, we pulled up to a property and had your fence T-post crosser, your little aluminum step that you use hanging on the barb, which the fence had a little bit of moss on it, type of growth. And Daryl's like, you trust that thing? You never had any problems? I never had any problems with it. Then I go to kick over that and I slip and my thumb goes down on the T-post. I'm hanging by my thumb, my sternum, and my nuts on this barbed wire fence. And they just stand there looking at me like, what do? We don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Get me off the.
They held me off the fence. Yeah.
I got you, buddy. I got you.
So tucked those back in and
Is
took
there a
off
thumb
walking.
in my butt?
Yeah. I was rather indisposed at that point, but we got down off there and made it.
We have figured it out. He's bad.
Daryl's the problem.
Damn it, Daryl.
Oh shit.
I like Daryl though.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Good
Oh,
people.
he's fun to hunt with, man.
You gonna come bow fishing with us this
It
summer?
sounds like it might have to. He sounds
Dude.
like he's got a pretty nice setup for that. It sounds like.
Oh, he's got a badass setup.
He's got
Hopefully
beast
Andy's gonna
setup.
get his going. So and John's got.
Which funny because I ran into the guy I talked to about putting a deck on that
Uh-huh.
boat on the way here.
Oh, did
I
you?
ran to him at the gas station and he's like, "Oh, you guys been hunting?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "But I still need to bring my boat to you, see if you're gonna put a deck on that bad boy." I said, "I'm about done with this shit."
Yeah.
I want to get on your out west coyote trip. That's what I want to do.
There you go.
We actually have to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a theory at the moment.
It's a pipe dream.
let's just make it happen.
Yeah.
We do. It's not happening this year,
No,
but
It could happen.
there's a lot
it
of
could
years
happen
left.
for you guys this year.
Yeah,
That's true.
Nathan's out. So it's just us. You guys kind of look the same anyways. It'd be perfect.
Yeah.
So we're good looking.
He's taller, so
Taller.
it's better.
Taller, better looking, well spoken.
Hey, we're gonna go back to that place I shot that coyote at 100 yards
With your bow.
with my bow.
Nice.
That coyote ran about 50 yards, turned around, looked at the arrow, still flying.
Well,
You just lost
you
50
found the
bucks.
arrow. Didn't you?
No, I found it.
Oh,
Yeah.
legit?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it literally just like landed on a bush and just stayed there.
It was sitting there looking at us, and Nate was like, "That's at 100 yards." I'm like,
Fuck it.
"We ain't seen shit else." Sent
Nice.
it.
And that was a big coyote.
It was big.
That was in Colorado, right? Yeah, Colorado. That was a bad day.
Good looking dogs out there.
Let's go find some.
Let's go
Yeah.
kill some. So, hey, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, guys.
Been
Always a good time.
Been
Yeah.
too long, but congratulations on 200.
You too, bud.
Proud of you
You
guys.
too.
Congrats.
Keep it going, fellas.
All right. Thanks for everybody coming on. Let's go kill some dogs.
See ya.
See you, Boise.